guys, it's Sugar. I am gonna do the second video where I start on the bookshelf. I have my Anubis, that's Newbie. My black cat is named Anubis. He's in my lap, and there's a monster kind of sniffing around too. So they'll probably be in this video. I've got 3 cats and a dog, and they're always all up in my stuff. So let's get started with the video. So here's my big old bookshelf. So this is one of my tarot decks. It's in a Crown Royal bag. This got left in my car, and I never could figure out who it belonged to because I had it for the longest time. And it was left in my car, so I'm not sure. It is a universal weight deck, and it's the full deck. I usually do not read with this deck. I have no box for it. I have no, I don't have the little paper book for it. I just have the deck, and then it's in this Crown Royal bag. So I have no idea who it belonged to, and I've had it now for years. So whoever it was has obviously replaced it. So I guess this deck wanted to be with me. So I do use it. I don't really read with it though. I use it mostly for spell work, and if I do read it, I only do personal readings with it. I just don't really identify with the medieval imagery in the deck. So so that's that. Then this was a gift. It is the Gothic Tarot by Joseph Vargo. I've done a handful of readings with this, and I do enjoy this deck, but it's not my main reading deck either. So my main reading deck I actually keep in my purse with me at all times. So the ones on my bookshelf I either use for spell work, or if I have a client that I am reading for and I feel that these decks would better serve them than my main deck, then that's when I use these decks. So the Gothic Tarot by Joseph Vargo. This was a Yule gift or a birthday gift. I can't remember. My friend Misty gave me this, so I just couldn't remember which one it was for. And then I have the Affirmations for the Everyday Goddess, which I started to do a review on this, and then the other camera shut out. So I will probably do another review. I might even do like a daily spread with this, like a daily card pull with this, because this is just the Higher Arcana. It's only 22 cards. It doesn't have anything else. So that is a plan that I want to do. I just it's October, or not, well, now it's November, and I've just been insanely busy, so I haven't had time to do that. And then the other camera died. So that is on my list of things to do. So I'll probably start working on that maybe next week. We'll have to see. I've got some other projects I need to finish before I add another one to my plate. So there's that. This is just a notebook that's got Egyptian hieroglyphs on it. I believe I got this from the dollar store. It does have like lined pages and such, and this is kind of like my personal spell journal. So if I do like a personal spell, if I have goals or what have you, then I write it in here. So so that's that. Alright, so we're going to start with The Witch's Bible by How to Practice the Oldest Religion by Gavin and Yvonne Frost. This is not a book I recommend. I actually have this book for research. It doesn't belong to me. It belongs to another mentor of mine. The reason why I have this book is because this book was written here in St. Louis in the mid to late 60s. And this was one of the forerunners of Wicca and things of that nature. And this is one of the first books written on the subject. And it is not a book that I recommend unless you're very experienced. This is a very controversial book. There are some things in this book that are, well, controversial. So if you're a very experienced practitioner and you know how to tell the difference between good and bad in what you're reading, then I have no problem with you reading this book. If you are a very new practitioner, do not read this book, because there's a lot of bad information in this book. And this book is actually out of print. You cannot get it. So, well, you can probably get it off of Amazon used. But anyways, so this is actually, like I said, this isn't my copy. This is something that I borrowed from a friend of mine who actually knows Gavin and Yvonne. And Gavin and Yvonne are wonderful people. They have since reprinted a updated version of this book that has taken out all of the bad information, and it's not called The Witch's Bible anymore. So that's also something to bear in mind. So like I said, this is a unique item, and this is something that I have for research of a project that I'm working on. I have the Pictorial Key to Tarot by author Edward Waite. This actually, I got this book separate from those tarot cards that found me, and I do use this, and whenever I use the Universal Waite cards, I always pull out this book and look up the meanings and study them, because, like I said, the medieval imagery doesn't really speak to me, and so I always have to use this book. Versus with most of my other cards, I can kind of do a intuitive reading. With this, I have to like study the book. So, Santeria, the African magic of in Latin America. I just finished this book. What I really like this book, and I know several other YouTubers are recommending this book. I think Cat R is recommending this book on Global Witches. But what I really like about it is that the author is a cultural anthropologist. And I'm pretty sure you can see that. Cultural anthropologist. That is really important to me. And the reason why that's very important to me is because if someone is a cultural anthropologist, then you can 90% of the time trust their research, because they have an academic integrity and level of research that they have to do that a lot of pagan authors do not have to do. And that's very much a pet peeve of mine, is that when pagan authors do not maintain a certain academic integrity with their work. I'll probably do another video about that. That's a huge pet peeve of mine, and so I have to find a way to discuss that in a respectful manner so that I don't get very cranky. So, Santeria, African magic in Latin America. It's I want to say this in French, and it's not French. I want to say Migen, but that's not Migen. So, Gonzalez Whippler, that's the author. So, this is a very good book, very enlightening, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. The Attainment Through Magic. I actually have not read this book yet. But so I can't really recommend it one way or another. But I really like old books, and I prefer to get my magic books through used bookstores. So I have not read this book yet, but it seemed Evoking the Higher Self. Yeah, this seemed like a really good read. It's magic self-help, and it's just got a lot of information. So I haven't read that yet. Actually, the reason why this was sitting out at the front of my bookshelf is because I had pulled it out from the back because I wanted to start reading it. The Animals Speak, the Pocket Guide by Ted Andrews. Love me some Ted Andrews. So this is the pocket guide. The Little Giant Encyclopedia of Runes by Serona Knight. This is another journal. So, and this one is just blank on the inside. And I don't have a whole lot written in this one, So I think maybe like the first 3 or 4 pages or whatever. So I have tons of journals, and I'll like pick one up, start writing in it, and then set it down and lose it, and then pick another one up, start writing in it. And so I've got tons of half-empty journals. Norse Magic by DJ Conway. This book is one of my pet peeves. The Asatru path is not Wiccan. So, if you are Wiccan and want to work with the Norse gods, then I do recommend this book. However, if you want to work with the Norse gods in an authentic Asatru way, then I do not recommend this book. So, that's what annoys me about this book, is that it's a Wiccan take, and it does not clearly state that. So, yeah, so that's a pet peeve of this book, is because it doesn't even acknowledge the fact that this is a Wiccan take. Now, once you get in and reading it, and it talks about, like, the threefold law and all of that, and then you realize that well, actually, there you go. First, that chapter was, what is it? Norse Wicca and the Lady. I mean, so this is a Wicca take.